On the morning of August 17th, 2014, a man walked into a California railroad facility knowing who he was there to see. He would later testify that before pulling the trigger, he stopped and prayed. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. It will help my channel out greatly, so I do appreciate that. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is the story of Robert Limon, a beloved husband, father, and co-worker, and how a secret affair wrapped in religion and guilt turned deadly. In the tight-knit community of Silver Lakes, California, Robert and Sabrina Limon were seen as magnetic. Friends called them the life of every party. They hosted gatherings, spent weekends on the lake, and were the center of a social circle known as the Wolf Pack. Sounds fun, right? Well, Jason Bernatine, Rob's best friend, later said, "You wanted to invite them to every barbecue you had. By all appearances, they were happy. But behind closed doors, their marriage had crossed boundaries that would later become central to the investigation." Years earlier, the Limons opened their marriage, a lifestyle that included other couples, parties, and heavy drinking. According to Sabrina's sister, Julie Cordova, Sabrina eventually wanted out. She wanted sobriety. She wanted church. She wanted her marriage back. Rob did not. Around this time, Sabrina met Jonathan Hearn, a California firefighter, while working part-time at Costco. They bonded quickly, not just emotionally, but spiritually. Both were religious. Both spoke often about sin, forgiveness, and God's plan. What started as a conversation became an affair. Rob eventually discovered intimate messages between Sabrina and Hearn and demanded it end. Sabrina promised it would. It did not. On August 17th, 2014, Robert was working alone at the BNSF railway facility. That morning, someone entered the building and fired 2 shots. Rob was later found by a co-worker who made a frantic 911 call. He's on the ground, bleeding. Oh my God. Investigators initially believed the scene had been staged to look like a robbery. There were no witnesses, no immediate suspects, and no clear motive. 2 weeks after Rob's death, his best friend Jason received a voicemail. The caller was Jonathan Hearn. Hearn sounded emotional, apologetic. He said he wanted to be right with God. Jason would later say, "The only person that walked into my mind was Jonathan." Jason took the voicemail to detectives. From that moment on, the investigation shifted. Now, detectives uncovered surveillance footage showing a limping man near the crime scene, possibly riding a motorcycle. They learned Hearn owned a motorcycle matching the footage, a firearm similar to the one used, and had continued frequent contact with Sabrina after Rob's death. Phone records showed thousands of calls and texts between Sabrina and Hearn. Investigators wiretapped both phones. What they heard wasn't a confession. The two spoke about God, sin, forgiveness, and their future together. In one call, Hearn said, "We've been sinners. We've been selfish. We've sinned." Detectives also fed Sabrina false information about the case. Minutes later, she warned Hearn using a burner phone. In November of 2014, both were arrested. Hearn was charged with murder. Sabrina was released due to insufficient evidence. For a time, it appeared she might never be charged. Then, 2 years later, facing his own trial, Hearn made a deal. He would testify against Sabrina in exchange for a reduced sentence. At trial, Jonathan Hearn admitted to killing Robert Limon. He claimed Sabrina helped plan it. According to Hearn, Sabrina gave him Rob's work schedule. She provided details about the facility. She believed divorce would destroy Rob socially, and she allegedly said Rob would rather be dead than divorced. Hearn testified that on the day of the murder, he wore a disguise, rode his motorcycle to Rob's workplace, stopped just outside the door, and prayed. Okay. He told jurors, "I fired the first shot. Then I made sure it was done." Sabrina denied everything. Her defense argued Hearn had incentive to lie, and the jury disagreed. In 2018, Sabrina Limon was convicted of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation. She was sentenced to 25 years to life. She was acquitted of the alleged poisoning attempt, and Jonathan Hearn was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to just over 25 years. In 2023, the California Supreme Court declined to review Sabrina's appeal. This case wasn't just about an affair, it was about secrecy, control, and faith twisted into justice. A man who prayed before killing, a marriage built on illusion, and a family forever destroyed. This was unholy matrimony, the murder of Robert Limon. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Lisa. And until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and remember, just get a divorce. Take care.